As Bitcoin regains its 200-day moving average, as well as several other key performance indicators here, what we see is a return to the most bullish possible price action for crypto. And on the heels of some widespread and absolutely dramatic action from you guys, from myself, from the entire cryptocurrency community at large, to actually make our voices heard in Washington, we see the emergence of a crypto lobby, as well as a return to a potential extreme bull market for gaming and NFT projects as ushered in by the lead horse Axie Infinity. What we have is a massive opportunity across the space to allocate for what appears to be a massive next leg on the bull market. That's right, today is a jam-packed episode showing you that we are once again in extreme bullish territory and that it feels as though an extreme leg up is more likely than any kind of real downside risk that the macro low is in. If you guys are excited for this one, destroy that like button because we're going to be bringing you through the entire market, every single meaningful update, and showing you where I'm looking for massive gains. If you guys are excited, smash that like button. Remember, each and every comment on this video is entered to win your own hardware wallet. As always, if you want more videos like this, you better subscribe and put that bell notification on because we're going to be doing some gems lists, and some of the coins that I've been pointing out over the last few weeks have been doing huge gains. You're not going to want to be the last one in the entire world to know which coins we're talking about. So smash that subscribe button and make sure to put that bell on. With that said, let's dive in. So we have here a note from Will Clemente, obviously friend of the channel, came on the channel last week, and he is pointing out here that Bitcoin once again is peeking its head over the 200-day moving average, which pretty much is the easy mode governance of whether or not we're in a bull or bear market here in Bitcoin land. Above it, good; below it, bad. And what we've seen here is that above it is very good for a return to a full-blown bull mode. We also have a daily close, as pointed out by Rect Capital. Anything above 45.2 could prove to be a significant development for the uptrend, overcoming some overhead resistance here, areas of key significance. And as you can see here, that would be very bullish because every time we've based off of it, we've had a nice run up. In this particular case, we had a run up here from about 45 up to about 62 last time and about 60 the time before. So we see that this area is very significant in creating a price spring. So we hope that manifests once again. But what we see here more importantly is something that we just talked about with Crown on the dedicated interview with Crown's Crypto Cave about the hash ribbon indicator flashing a blue buy signal. Now this 100% of the time, except for the COVID black swan in March 2020, has printed the perfect buy signal. Essentially, this marks that the macro lows are in and that we can go onwards and upwards with massive bull momentum. And we've just gotten another blue buy signal. That's right, the stoplight effect. Green for go, in this case blue is for go, and we are getting a massive fundamentally positive indicator on Bitcoin. Very good for the entire space. We also have Bitcoin at 46K 16 months after the halving, the red line awaiting the second leg of the bull run. As we can see here, we've had a protracted and extended bear correction. It looks a lot like this aqua or this cyan line here from 2013, which would spell out a massive move up. And if we got anything like this line, it would probably put us into the cozy six-figure territory of $300,000 to $500,000. Absolutely astronomical here as we hope for similar storybook gains in 2021. Now, we also have, despite a strong rally to 45K as indicated by Glassnode, the Bitcoin market still has not seen an increase in old coins spent. And this is very different from 2018, right? We're all trying to figure out, is this 2018 or is this 2013, right? And in the 2018 bear market, old coins took liquidity on almost every relief rally, exit liquidity rather. So every time there was a relief rally in 2018, you had those old coins spending, and that is not what we have now, which means that the old strong hands are accumulating, not spending, which is super bullish. Again, all signs are pointing towards a very healthy recovery right now, which is super exciting. Now, onto the topic of cryptocurrency and legislation. What we see here is that whether or not every little aspect of what crypto wants gets put into this bill, we also have a significant amount of time to try to push through amendments to the bill before it takes effect in 2 years' time. Now, what we do know for a fact is that the cryptocurrency lobby has just exploded onto the scene, and we're going to be showing you how cryptocurrency as an industry is making its voice heard in an historic way, in a way that's making lawmakers wake up and realize realize that something massive is happening here. We're going to be talking all about this for the next few minutes. Now, as Senator Ron Wyden has said, we've been working hard to get a deal. I don't believe cryptocurrency amendment language on offer is good enough to protect privacy and security, but it's certainly better than the underlying bill. Majority Leader Schumer says he won't block a unanimous consent request on it, which is fantastic. Now, it's not over, but it's almost over is what Jerry Brito's saying. There's still a chance, a small one. We'll be back at it tomorrow. So again, we're still waiting on some updates. But here from Jake Stravinsky, we have an update saying to get the Infra Bill crypto provision amended, we need 1, a deal on compromise language between Wyden, Loomis Toomey, and Warner Portman. 2, a unanimous consent from the amendment from the full Senate. Senator offices are now open. Now is our last chance to be heard. So finally, we have one last chance to make your voice heard. Call your senators. Call your senators. Make your voice heard. We have the links all over the recent posts from my Twitter. You can find it from my recent videos. Call your senators today. Make your voice heard again. One more time. This is our chance to continue showing how much strength we have. And it's been working. It's been working. So the reason why that Mike Novogratz thinks that this is not creating a sell-off and we're actually bullish on this regulatory news is 1, DC realized the crypto community is big, diverse, and loud. And 2, they proved exactly why people want decentralized systems in the first place. So this is, in Mike Novogratz's view, an extremely fundamentally bullish realization about why these systems exist and how powerful we've already become. I happen to agree with this significantly, but I wanted to go into this article, which actually goes through what's been happening in a more granular way. Now, this is an article here from Politico saying, Washington wakes up to crypto influence amid infrastructure fight. The industry was caught off guard when the Senate targeted it with new tax rules, but it fought back with vengeance. An intense infrastructure bill brawl between Bitcoin advocates, Congress, and the White House has revealed a new power player in Washington that's starting to find its footing, the cryptocurrency lobby. Now, this industry was first caught off guard when lawmakers amid the Biden administration targeted it with new tax rules tucked into the bipartisan Senate infrastructure bill announced last month, but it fought back with a vengeance, showing that this startup digital trading platforms and other firms could rally a small army of recently requisitioned trade associations, lobbyists, and public relations experts to put up a real defense. Still, they failed to secure changes on Sunday night. However, the top Democrat in the Senate Finance Committee, Ron Wyden of Oregon, took on the White House to shield virtual currency players, as did the top Republican on the Senate Banking Committee, Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania. So anyway, what they're pointing out here is that unlike Wall Street banks, this industry, the crypto industry, was able to direct thousands of crypto enthusiasts on social media to join the battle by providing a real-time play-by-play of the Senate negotiations. We also had Jack Dorsey, the top executive of financial payments company Square, of course, the CEO of Twitter, founder of Twitter, and 5.6 million of his followers to fight the bill language he called unworkable. We also had Gene Simmons even getting off the sidelines here and voicing his support for changes. What we've seen has been a miraculous shift in what we see as the power of cryptocurrency from a regulatory standpoint, the ability to make our voices heard and to actually support different changes for public policy. Stuff that was politically gamed to be impossible to change is now being held up because of what you've done, what I've done, and what we're doing together. And if there's any bigger, stronger bullish indicator than the ability to fundamentally influence policy, I believe that that is one of the strongest and most important takeaways from today, is that crypto is here to stay and it's going to get regulated in the way that we want, but only if we continue to put up this fight. So congratulations to all of us as we've made history today and we will continue to do so. I've never been more bullish or optimistic than seeing this effect. It's fantastic. Finally, we see yet another, nail in the coffin for gold, as gold is sliding dramatically as Bitcoin is bulling up to date, up 50% year to date, while gold is down 5% over a decade. It's inexcusable to be a gold investor in 2021, and it's proving out that Bitcoin is not just digital gold, but so much more. It's a beautiful time to be alive. And if you're looking for some real statistics here, gold's ROI here on 10 years has just gone negative. That's right, your pet gold rock is no longer yielding anything, and we have Bitcoin up 469,482% over 10 years. astronomical. We also have Circle joining as a full reserve national commercial bank, meaning that it's not going to be a fractional reserve bank, but it's actually going to become a national digital currency bank. More on this later, but as we can see, companies like Circle are paving the way to show that regulated entities are good actors, pay taxes, and generate a tremendous amount of innovation and leadership from right here in America in crypto land. And we believe that this is a huge step forward. So shout out to Circle for continuing to push on that side of the aisle. Now we also have in NFT news, about 40 days ago, Twitter dropped 140 NFTs to 140 lucky users. Now, if you guys want to know how crazy NFTs have gotten, few stories summarize it as eloquently and as simply as this. Obviously, if you guys aren't following Maddie over there at DCL Blogger, definitely check him out. He's an amazing, amazing resource for NFTs. He's been on the channel and he'll be back soon. Now, the cheapest of these Twitter NFTs is 100 ETH now. A couple of weeks after these were airdropped, a few sold at 5 to 7 ETH. Now, the cheapest one you can get one is 100 Ethereum, aka about 300 grand, or a down payment on a very, very nice house. So this is what you can see here. They're just JPEGs. You can continue to scream and cry about that. But what we've seen is that ownership is the key, the critical app here, the killer app here, and people are wanting digital ownership. And this is just the beginning of an ocean of value that's going to be created across creative projects, across gaming, across content, and in this case, tying them to your favorite platform, which is Twitter, right? The historic nature of Twitter's first NFTs. It's definitely something that you want to understand, that as brands get into this, these cultural artifacts will have meaning. The first Coca-Cola NFTs, the first Twitter NFTs, these are going to become a part of our culture, cultural artifacts, and they will continue to grow in value. I believe as the mainstream public wakes up to the fact that these things can hold and grow in value. Now, we also have someone pointing out, Little Moon Lambo pointing out that his Ether Rock is doing way more outperformance than gold. Of course, Ether Rock was some old 2017 NFT project that just exploded. I didn't end up jumping in because it was just too much of a fast-moving train. Sometimes I don't jump on things when they're explosive. I know I'm going to miss out. Like I only got one fluff rabbit. I should have gotten way more, and they're now up like 20x. Anyway, I just wanted to show in one chart how important the gaming and NFT wave is. Now, I've been talking about this for years, but the first real production game that has managed to grow a big user base is Axie Infinity. Now we see the top dApps and blockchains on cumulative protocol revenue in the past 30 days. We see this ridiculous, insane green candle out of Axie Infinity. Now $272 million in protocol revenue. And what we see here in a little green, what looks like a nub next to it, is a little project called Ethereum with $32.1 million in protocol revenue. That's right, Ethereum looks like a little molehill next to the insane mountain that is Axie Infinity. I said that gaming was going to be bigger than the rest of crypto combined. It's already true, and we only have one game. So imagine when we start getting a ton of new AAA big games developing, it's going to be wild stuff. Huge shout out to Axie Infinity for paving the way and showing what is possible. Now, Axie just hit $1 billion in revenue. Every game studio now asking, what's our crypto strategy? Get ready for a gold rush of epic proportions. That is right. We are looking at a gold rush coming, and projects that are positioned for gaming and NFTs are going to be the #1 most desirable, most valuable in the entire industry. That is my belief. It's playing out right in front of your eyes, and I'm so thankful that I have been pushing towards this for so many years and working towards this for so many years, because I believe that the projects that I'm focused on are going to be following in this trend. I believe that the projects that we've been focusing on since really June, when this Axie Infinity trend took off, like Axie Infinity, Illuvium, the different NFT projects, it's all part of a massive opportunity to make extreme gains. And I'm so excited that this is happening right now. I can't even explain it. I actually wake up and I shake with excitement. That's how happy I am. Finally, I wanted to talk about this again. As we're seeing astronomical value increases in NFTs, I wanted to remind you guys what I talked about in my video yesterday, which is that most NFT collections are now filled with flippers, right? We now have quick flip speculators, not OG diamond hands as the holders, like the people that are in punks or apes or, art blocks, these OG collections, and these people want to literally carry these to their grave. Well, now we have quick flippers, bots, algos, pump groups, as we've seen with the Fluff World project, which there was a big rumor that there was these big pump groups and VCs behind it. Well, that's what's happening, and we're getting more of an IDO mania. Now, if you remember during IDO season, most things pumped like 100x right off the IDO and then just crashed for day and day and day after. And I believe that we're going to start entering into a world like that with NFTs, where the initial few days are total fugazi prices. If you didn't get there on mint, which will be harder and harder as bots come in, then you're going to need to wait for a long time to buy the dip. And in general, the community is not diamond-handed. They're just there for the quick gains. So if the NFT industry on the supply side gets way oversaturated, which it's looking like it's on the path to, essentially those new collections are going to melt with their values, and the OG collections, the diamond-handed collections, those ones are probably going to actually show even more so why they're so desirable. So I predict that when we hit the supply and demand curve issue where we actually start seeing most of these collections die, I think it's not crazy to see that, you know, Bored Apes and CryptoPunks would even pump harder, because people would be trying to jump into those more diamond-handed OG idealistic collections with the best co-collectors. Anyway, that's my belief right now. Again, I am still looking. As I've seen, what we can see here is I talked a lot about QuickSwap over the last few days because it's one of the obvious plays here. I've been talking about Quick nonstop, but their actual stats are just crazy, right? 1.16 billion in TVL, over $1 billion in TVL, and they have crazy users. Where's their user metrics? They have like 30,000+ users on a given day, which is more than Uniswap. So their market cap is due for a big bump, in my opinion. Again, these altcoins like QuickSwap, super risky. You could lose your shirt, you could lose all your money. So you got to be sure that you know what you're doing. If you're a newbie to the space, you should stay away from these altcoins that are lower market cap. You just need to learn more because you don't know how to manage yourself in the wild, wild west here. But that said, for more advanced users, Quick has been on my radar as something that I see that is wildly undervalued if this market structure holds, which it certainly feels like it's going to. And another one, like I said, I'm going to be putting out a gems list. If you guys want other gems like Quick, which by the way, just on the day we have a 40% pump. And when I first tweeted about this just a few days ago and started covering Quick, it was, probably about 200 something bucks or $300. So almost a full 2x here, almost a full 100% gains out of QuickSwap. And I have many more gems that I know are going to pump like crazy, or at least I believe genuinely are going to pump super hard as the market returns to health. And I'm looking specifically at DeFi, at projects that have been dead heartbeat that I believe are huge, huge players of the future. So if you guys want the gems list and you want to know which coins I think are going to follow after Quick, have huge explosive gains, then all you have to do is smash that subscribe button and make sure you have the bell notification on. If you don't have the bell on, you're going to be the last one to hear about this. So the bell is good for you. It's good for your health. And I think it's finally time for some good old-fashioned low-cap gems. Well, there you have it. Bullishness out of the price action. Bullish results out of our ability to influence Congress. Even if we don't get all the wins we want, I believe we're on the path to making the crypto industry a huge player in public policy. And that is a major development in the entire history of this industry. We're also looking at the continued domination of NFTs. I want to warn everyone, the flippers have come to the industry, and a lot of these new projects will not have the diamond-handed price resilience that you've seen with Bored Apes and CryptoPunks. Remember that. So the goal is always to get into those blue chip projects. Even if the gains might be lower than some of these astronomical mint to moons, the reality is that those projects, those new projects filled with flippers and bots and pump groups, will disappear as fast as they came, just like we saw with IDOs. So I do believe that you want to be in those blue chips, those diamond-handed projects filled with the idealistic early wave of NFT buyers. That's my personal opinion. Again, you guys should do all your own research here and form your own conclusions, as all of this stuff is super risky, and you need to learn how to manage your own risk and take your own responsibility of your actions here in crypto land. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Non-Fungible Tuesdays is tomorrow. We're going to be cranking out an amazing episode. You're definitely going to want to see it. It's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited for it. As always, if you guys want more content like this, make sure you subscribe with the bell on. If you like this video, please hit that like button, destroy it, obliterate it. It's all I ask. It helps the channel out a lot, and it's super free and easy for you to do. As always, if you want to find me on Twitter at LEO Trades, the link is in the description, and I will see you very soon on the next episode.